Believing in your limitless potential begins with a quiet but powerful shift within. It's the realization that you are not defined by what you have been, but by what you choose to become. Every human being carries within them an untapped reservoir of talent, creativity, strength, and resilience waiting to be discovered. Yet, most people never reach that depth because they have been conditioned to accept boundaries that were never truly theirs. From a young age, we are taught to dream small, to stay safe, to fit in, but that is not the path to greatness. The truth is, your potential has no ceiling, and the only limits that exist are the ones you accept as true. When you start to believe in yourself, really believe, something extraordinary happens. The world around you begins to shift. You start seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. You begin to feel a sense of control over your destiny. The fear of failure loses its grip on you because you understand that failure is not the end, but a necessary step toward mastery. Belief in your potential doesn't mean blind confidence. It means trust in your ability to learn, to grow, and to adapt. It means understanding that no one starts perfect, but those who persist become unstoppable. When you recognize that your skills, knowledge, and character can expand infinitely, you stop measuring yourself against others and start focusing on progress. Each day becomes a chance to push your boundaries a little further, to refine your craft, to build discipline, and to strengthen your spirit. That's how ordinary people achieve extraordinary things, not through magic, but through unwavering belief and consistent effort. Believing in your limitless potential also means giving yourself permission to fail, to be imperfect, and to evolve. The person you are today is not your final version. You are a work in progress, constantly learning, shedding old fears, and discovering new abilities. The process might be uncomfortable because growth always is, but discomfort is a sign that you are stretching beyond what you once thought possible. You cannot discover new strength while staying in the comfort of the familiar. Every time you challenge yourself, you unlock a deeper layer of who you truly are. There will be days when doubt whispers that you are not enough, that you should give up, that others are better, faster, or smarter. But belief is not about never doubting, it's about continuing in spite of doubt. It's about choosing to act when you don't have all the answers, to rise when you fall, to move forward even when the path is uncertain. The most successful people in the world are not those who never failed. They are the ones who refused to let their failures define them. They believed that something within them was greater than the obstacles before them, and that belief carried them through every storm. Embracing growth through challenges is one of the most powerful transformations a person can experience. Life is not meant to be smooth, and progress never comes from comfort. The moments that test you, that stretch you beyond your limits, are the moments that shape you into who you are meant to become. Challenges are not punishments. They are invitations to evolve. When you face adversity, you are being given a chance to discover your strength, your patience, and your resilience. The truth is, no one grows in the easy seasons of life. We grow when we are forced to adapt, to think differently, and to rise above circumstances we once thought were impossible. Every obstacle holds a lesson, and every struggle carries the seed of opportunity. It is only when you stop running from difficulty that you start unlocking your real potential. When you embrace challenges instead of fearing them, your mindset shifts from victimhood to empowerment. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you begin to ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" That simple change in perspective turns pain into power. Suddenly, your struggles are no longer enemies but allies, guiding you towards strength and wisdom. Growth happens in those moments of discomfort when you choose perseverance over surrender. It's not easy to stay calm when life feels heavy, but those who do, those who choose to see meaning in the chaos, come out stronger, wiser, and more grounded. Growth through challenges also requires faith that everything you endure has a purpose, even if you cannot see it yet. Sometimes the universe delays your progress because it's preparing you for something greater. The lessons you learn in your hardest times become the foundation for your greatest victories. Think of every challenge as training for your destiny. Every time you overcome something difficult, your confidence grows, your perspective expands, and your ability to handle future challenges multiplies. That is how true strength is built, not by avoiding pain, but by walking through it with courage. Embracing growth through challenges also means being patient with yourself. It's understanding that healing takes time, progress is not always visible, and transformation is often slow and quiet. You may feel lost or broken in the process, but even then, something powerful is happening within you. Your spirit is being refined, your character is being developed, and your future self is being prepared. The struggle you're facing now will one day become your greatest story, a story that inspires others to keep going. When you stop resisting the challenges of life and start embracing them as part of your evolution, you begin to live with purpose and strength. You no longer see obstacles as barriers, but as stepping stones leading you closer to your highest potential. Every challenge becomes a classroom, every setback a teacher, and every difficulty a reminder that you are capable of more than you've ever imagined. Trusting the process of becoming means surrendering to the rhythm of growth without constantly demanding immediate results. In a world that glorifies speed, success, and visible progress, it's easy to become impatient and feel like you're falling behind. But real transformation takes time. You cannot rush the unfolding of your destiny any more than you can rush the blooming of a flower. Every phase of your journey, even the silent, uncertain, or painful ones, serves a purpose in shaping who you are meant to be. Trusting the process means believing that everything happening right now, whether it feels good or not, is guiding you toward the person you are becoming. The waiting, the working, the failing, the healing, all of it is part of the divine design of growth. When you learn to trust the process, you stop obsessing over outcomes and start focusing on effort. You begin to understand that success is not built overnight, but crafted through patience, persistence, and faith. Sometimes the results you're hoping for don't come right away because life is testing your commitment. It's preparing your character before it gives you the reward. If everything came easily, you wouldn't appreciate the beauty of achievement or the depth of growth that comes with endurance. Trust is what keeps you steady when the results are invisible. It's what keeps you moving forward when your path feels unclear. Trusting the process also means embracing uncertainty. You won't always know where the next step leads, and that's okay. Life isn't meant to be fully predictable. The unknown is where you discover new versions of yourself, the parts that can only emerge when you step into discomfort. When you stop trying to control every detail and instead focus on showing up fully each day, you allow life to unfold in ways more beautiful than you could have planned. Sometimes what feels like a setback is really a redirection, and what feels like a loss is preparing space for something greater. Patience is one of the hardest virtues to practice in a fast-paced world, but it's also one of the most rewarding. The person who can wait with faith becomes unshakable. You may not see immediate results, but that doesn't mean progress isn't happening beneath the surface. Just as seeds take time to sprout after they're planted, your efforts too will bear fruit in their season. Trusting the process means continuing to give your best even when no one is watching, even when nothing seems to change, because in truth, change is happening within you, silently, powerfully, and consistently. The process of becoming is not always glamorous. It can be messy, slow, and filled with doubt. But if you keep trusting, if you keep walking even when you can't see the destination, One day you'll look back and realize that every moment the pain, the patience, the persistence was necessary to turn you into the person you were destined to be. Turning pain into power and progress is one of the most profound transformations a human being can achieve. Everyone faces pain, emotional wounds, failures, disappointments, or loss, but not everyone chooses to rise from it. Pain is not meant to destroy you. It's meant to awaken something deeper within you. When you stop asking why me and start asking what can I learn from this, you shift from being a victim of your circumstances to being the creator of your strength. Pain reveals your endurance, your resilience, and your capacity to keep moving when everything in you wants to give up. It breaks down the illusions of comfort and forces you to rebuild yourself on a stronger foundation. That rebuilding process is where power is born. Every challenge carries energy, and it's your choice how to use it. You can let pain consume you, or you can convert it into motivation. The fire that once burned you can become the fire that fuels you. Some of the greatest accomplishments in history came from people who turned heartbreak, rejection, or loss into a drive so fierce that it changed their destiny. Pain sharpens your awareness of what truly matters. It strips away the unnecessary and teaches you to focus on what gives life meaning. It teaches humility, compassion, and courage. It teaches you to appreciate joy when it returns because you've tasted the absence of it. Turning pain into progress also means allowing yourself to feel it fully. You can't heal what you refuse to face. Numbness may seem easier, but it only delays growth. When you sit with your pain, acknowledge it, and accept it as part of your story, you take away its power to control you. You begin to see it not as an enemy, but as a teacher. Every scar becomes a reminder that you survived, that you kept going when it would have been easier to quit. Progress doesn't mean pretending to be strong all the time. It means being brave enough to face your weakness and still choose to move forward. When you use pain as fuel, it changes your mindset. Instead of seeing challenges as punishment, you start viewing them as preparation. The person who has walked through fire and emerged stronger carries a kind of quiet power that cannot be faked or taken away. That power gives you empathy for others who struggle, and it gives you confidence in your own ability to overcome. Pain refines your soul, tests your patience, and expands your perspective. Progress born from pain is the most authentic kind because it's rooted in truth. It's not built on ease or luck, but on perseverance. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt becomes part of the strength you carry forward. And one day, when you look back, you'll see that the pain that once broke you actually built the version of you capable of achieving everything you once thought impossible. Staying patient because greatness takes time is one of the hardest lessons to embrace in a world that celebrates instant success. We live in an age of speed, fast results, quick recognition, and immediate gratification. But true greatness, the kind that endures and transforms lives, can never be rushed. It requires time, consistency, and an unshakable belief that your efforts will one day bear fruit. Patience is not about waiting passively, it's about trusting the process while you continue to work with dedication. Every meaningful dream takes time to mature. Just like a tree takes years to grow deep roots before it stands tall, your goals need time to develop the strength and stability to last. Impatience often destroys potential. Many people quit not because they lack talent, but because they can't endure the waiting period between planting and harvest. The truth is, progress is often invisible at first. You may be working hard and seeing no results, but that doesn't mean nothing is happening. Growth happens quietly, beneath the surface, long before it becomes visible. Patience teaches you to value the unseen work, the early mornings, the small efforts, The repeated failures, all of which are shaping you into someone capable of handling success when it finally comes. The ones who stay patient through the struggle are the ones who eventually rise above the rest. Greatness also demands discipline. You can't control how fast success arrives, but you can control your consistency. Every day that you show up, even when you feel tired or discouraged, you're building the foundation for something extraordinary. Patience keeps you grounded in moments of frustration. It reminds you that every great artist, leader, or innovator once stood where you are uncertain, unseen, but committed. The time you spend learning, failing, and improving is never wasted. It's the quiet investment that pays the highest return in the long run. Staying patient also means resisting comparison. When you look at others' achievements and feel behind, you lose sight of your own journey. Everyone has a different timeline. What's meant for you will not pass you by, but it will arrive only when you're ready to receive it. Rushing can ruin what patience could have perfected. The waiting season isn't punishment, it's preparation. It's teaching you endurance, humility, and focus, the very qualities you'll need to sustain greatness once it comes. There will be moments when impatience whispers that you're wasting time, that your dreams are too far away, that you're not good enough. But patience isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's the quiet strength to keep believing when progress seems slow. Every second you wait with purpose is a step closer to your vision. And when your time finally comes, you'll realize that every delay, every obstacle, and every long night of waiting was not a setback, but part of the masterpiece that made your greatness possible. You are not limited, you are evolving. Every single day you are growing, learning, and transforming, even when it doesn't feel like it. The person you were yesterday is not the same as the person you are today. Life is a constant process of unfolding, and your potential is infinite as long as you continue to evolve. Too often, people trap themselves in the idea that they are fixed, that their past mistakes, failures, or limitations define who they can be. But that is an illusion. You are never stuck, you are never finished, you are always becoming. Every experience, every success, every heartbreak adds a new layer to your strength and wisdom. Evolution is not about perfection, it's about progress. It's the courage to take one more step, to try again after falling, to see every ending as the beginning of something new. The most extraordinary transformations come from those who refuse to settle for the version of themselves that life handed them. Instead, they keep stretching, reaching, and expanding. Growth is often uncomfortable because it challenges everything you thought you knew about yourself. But that discomfort is a sign that you are evolving, that you are breaking free from the limits that once held you back. The idea that you are not limited means you have the power to redefine your life at any moment. You can decide to change direction, to reinvent yourself, to heal, to learn, to love again. There is no timeline for transformation. You can start over at any age, from any place, with any background. What matters is the belief that you can. When you see yourself as evolving, you stop judging yourself for not being where you want to be. You begin to appreciate the process, understanding that every version of you has a purpose. The struggles you face are shaping your future self, preparing you for a life that aligns with your higher potential. To evolve is to let go, to release old fears, outdated beliefs, and self-imposed boundaries. You cannot step into your next chapter while clinging to the pain of the last. Growth requires space, and space comes from letting go. As you evolve, you'll notice that some people, habits, or mindsets no longer fit who you are becoming. That's not loss, that's alignment. You are shedding what no longer serves you so that you can make room for what will. Evolution is not a single moment of change, but a lifelong journey of becoming more authentic, more conscious, more powerful. When you recognize that you are evolving, you begin to move through life with peace and confidence. You stop seeing yourself as incomplete and start seeing yourself as unfolding in divine timing. There is no limit to who you can become because you are not static. You are a living, growing, ever-changing force of possibility. Each day gives you another chance to rise higher, dream bigger, and step closer to the person you were always meant to be.